This is the first episode?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, thank you, bro, for coming on to the first episode.
No doubt.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the CEO Talks Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm here with a special guest, a special entrepreneur, Raheem, a.k.a. RJ.
Yes, sir.
Which I would say, in my opinion, is the number one shooter in the 845, Rockland, Tri-State, New York, Northeast of America. Here is some of his work. And we're back. So, Raheem, tell us your introduction. You know, who you are, what you stand for, all that.
What's good, everybody? My name is Raheem Jr. Givans. I'm a
full government name.
Yeah, full government. Right. Raheem Jr. Givans. I'm a filmmaker / entrepreneur, and I just get shit done. Simple.
Get shit done. What is that, like a Raheem exclusive? Like, if it was the title of a movie or like a quote, like get shit done? Is that?
Possibly. That wasn't an idea, but it could be now.
Word. I fuck with that.
I'm gonna steal it.
Alright, so tell us what you do and how that came to be. Tell us from like the jump, from the beginning.
Like my main profession.
Like how you got into, becoming an entrepreneur.
How I got how did I become an entrepreneur? Honestly, I used to work at a Stop and Shop actually on NW.
Okay.
And I don't know, I always just felt like I was too good to work for anybody or, work under some corporate company, whatever you want to call it.
Or have a boss.
Have a boss, simple. So that's when I, took the initiative to save up for a camera. This is just like my story in a nutshell, but
okay.
I saved up for my camera when I was working at Stop and Shop. I saved up for like 3 weeks, bought my first camera, and I quit that job and I never looked back. So I guess when I did that, you could say that's when my journey for entrepreneurship
started.
Yeah, basically.
And
because I never went back after that, and that was in 2015.
How did your work come out in the beginning? Like, did you do research? Did you look into it? What kind of camera did you get?
Like photography? How did
you get like into it? How did you tell yourself? How did you wake up one morning and be like, you know what, this is what I want to do?
Well, photography has always been instilled in me. I feel since I was a little kid, because my mother, she used to make me take pictures of her. Like she would it was just me and my mom.
Don't you have a picture of you like?
Yeah. When I was a kid with my big ass head and I had a toy camera and shit. I had, like,
you gotta send that so I can put it on the.
I gotta find it. I definitely have it though. But 100%. My mom, she used to it was just me and my mom. My father was never around, so it was just me and her. And she would make me take pictures of her. Mm-hmm. And she would buy little point and shoot film cameras, and then she would just give them to me and be like, "Here, just take pictures of me." So if you go to my house and you look at well, not my house now, my old house where my mom's lives, because I moved. You'll see mad pictures of her hung up. I took every single picture.
Word.
From when she was like, young, and I was like young. She was like,
that's mad inspirational. Like,
yeah. So I feel like I gotta thank her for possibly instilling the element of photography in me.
Yeah.
Cause fast forward to after high school, I picked it back up. I feel like I got inspired through Instagram. I was just seeing people doing like cool photography shit, and I kind of just like sparked my interest again. So I kind of just wanted to just join the trend, hop on, and get my own camera and just go out there in the city and just do my thing and just shoot shit. So that's really how I started. At first, when I didn't have a DSLR, it was just like an actual camera to shoot with. I would just take my iPhone and try to do as much cool shit with it as I could, because I was too broke for a camera.
Yeah.
And that's how like I was taking pictures of just like weird shit like nature and Haverstraw, and just like pictures of me, and I was doing weird shit. I was going on rooftops doing fucking self-timer photos.
But now recently, there was a time where your Instagram was just filled of like these immaculate pictures, and it's just like, who's the shooter? So
of me, you're saying, or just like
yeah, no, you, because I like noticed it. I'm like,
yeah,
he really doesn't take pictures of himself anymore, but
I don't. I hate it. As much as and it's crazy because I used to love the camera. I used to love being in front of the camera, people taking pictures of me. For some reason, when I got back into photography, I hate being in front of the camera. Like this, I hate this right now. I hate being in front of the camera, but it's like I gotta get used to it.
Where.
But I just get nervous. I don't know. I'm definitely not the only one when it comes to that. But
so you still have the nervous, jittery aspect?
not nervous. I don't know. I kind of hate. Not hate. A little bit uncomfortable, but I know it's something I'm just gonna get past and get over. It's like it's not gonna be like this forever. So consider this practice.
Nice. This is actually the first episode of the CEO Talks podcast for entrepreneurs. It's a safe place for entrepreneurs where we motivate and inspire individuals who are watching this video.
First episode, my nigga Marco, shout out to him for having me. This is not the end of the episode. I'm just giving my thanks because I'm blessed and honored to be here on your first episode.
Appreciate it. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for thinking of me. And
this was actually done like maybe a couple hours before this filming. I just called Raheem and said, yo, you want to come up and shoot this? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. We picked the time and we worked, and now we're here filming this. So what are you doing? What are you up to right now? Like, what is the passion or calling, or should I say, the objective right now? Right. Because I know you're really diverse in a lot now, and you have grown as an entrepreneur throughout the years.
Yeah, 100%. Right now, I'm just really focusing on just stacking the income. Of course, that's always the goal. Just to stack more bread, 100%. I'm focused on right now. I'm in the process of buying my first like actual cinema camera. So basically, my main focus is to step up the media production that I create. So, and the first step for me, I feel like, is buying my first official cinema camera. So
which is
what camera I'm getting?
Yeah,
it's a Red camera.
Oh wow, that's really like
it's a huge investment.
Yeah,
so basically
that's the top of the notch.
I'm trying to take this video production shit to like the next level because this is my dream. Like as much as I love photos and people
to be behind a camera and make people's vision come to life.
Yeah, I love just creating. I love bringing shit to fruition. I just love everything about video. I don't know, video is just it's crazy to me. Watching movies, music videos,
having the eye for
short
it.
films. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like certain shit that I watch, it's just like it's so inspiring, bro, and it makes you just want to go super hard in filmmaking. So
it makes you have that mentality where like, yo, I can do that.
Yeah, and I know
put a camera in my hands.
Yeah, I got the talent too. Like I definitely got the eye.
You definitely have the talent because watching you work, bro, actually motivated me. You're one of the persons that motivated me to pick up a camera and take pictures and shoot video. So I really appreciate your process and how far you've come because it has shown me like if he can do it, there's no reason why I could do it if I have the same passion to pick up a camera. And it kind of instills into what we want to talk about is what advice would you give to someone that wants to be where you are or wants to be where you started, but they're scared to make that jump onto buying a camera and then messing around with it because they have like that jittery like, well, I don't know how to use it, I don't know the settings. Like, what do you remember that feeling of like?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Buying the camera and then playing around or
yeah.
What advice would you give?
My advice to that is just honestly is to just jump in. I'll give an example. When you were a kid and you're standing at the end of the pool, which is 12 feet.
Yeah.
You feel me? And you're just like, should I do it? Like I might drown. You feel me? Or you have two options. You might drown, or you're gonna float and you're gonna swim. So that's how I look at certain shit when I go into a new endeavor or something. Like, nigga, just jump.
You can either drown or
I'm either gonna drown or I'm gonna
keep floating and swimming,
and I'm just gonna swim, and that's how I look at it. So when it comes to what was your question again? Just so I answer it correctly.
What advice would you give to someone who would like to start taking pictures or?
Taking pictures. I'm gonna just speak on a general scale. So My advice, yeah, like I said, just jump in, man. The only way to really figure out what you want to do, especially if it's something that you don't really know about, is to jump in it and just like
just doing it.
And nothing
trial and error.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing good comes overnight.
Because I'm sure your first photos weren't the best compared to where you at right now.
Nah, not at all.
And you had to learn.
But I'm not gonna front.
I'm pretty sure you can step in a room and look at the lighting.
I've been taking since I was a kid. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I've been nice my whole life. That's for sure. I don't know how. But
that's rare.
Been nice my whole life. I don't know.
That's rare.
I've always known like composition and how to like. I'm telling you, if you go look at my mom's pictures, like I took every single one of them, like every single one, and she has thousands of pictures.
Do you think someone that has never started?
No flex, by the way.
Do you think someone that never started that path or that kind of journey that you were on, you think they can hop into it and then be at your level or close, or not even trying to like compare, because everyone's art is different?
Yeah, 100%. If you have the same tenacity and hustle as I do, then I wouldn't see why not.
So jump in it, hustle, trial and error, and just keep going forward with it, I think.
Yeah, honestly, and the key is to really never give up. I know that term sounds cliche, never give up, but it's real shit. Like, you should never give up, because you could be grinding for 10 years and then, like, you know, on that 11th year, you might hit something, you feel me? Like, just really never give up. Especially if whatever you love to do, my nigga, don't stop doing it. Just keep doing it. Even if shit is not hitting for you on the 5th year, like, whatever, keep going, bro. Something's gonna hit. You feel me? The world is too intricate and too complex for, you know, good shit not to happen to you, especially if you're somebody that, you know, works hard.
So, would you believe in like fate, or like if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Or you believe in like it's gonna happen as long as you put the work in, regardless?
I believe so. Yeah.
You believe that?
Yeah. I was about to say something, completely slipped my mind. Destiny. I think destiny is a real thing.
Destiny's a real thing?
Yeah. Because I feel like it's not a coincidence that I've been taking pictures since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And now that is my profession. I don't think that's a coincidence at all. You know, God put me here for whatever reason, and I feel like everything I'm doing right now was meant for me, and none of it was an accident.
Nice. So,
and I feel like everything that comes to me, or just to any person in general, whether it's you know, a type of hustle or just anything, like a certain craft that you like to do, like I just feel like whatever I'm fucking chatting right now. Just everything that happens to you is destined for you,
regardless of what you do.
Yeah.
Or you have to go open those doors in order for those things to happen to you.
Yeah.
Like, you have to put that work in order for your destiny to be fulfilled.
Yeah. And the harder you work and the more you work, the universe just has a way of helping you out for some reason.
So now that we're tapping into like the energy and like the whole, like, what do you want to manifest for yourself in the next 5 years?
Media company, 100%. I want to build a clothing brand for creatives and entrepreneurs, which I already have, but, you know, I want to scale it and bring it more to a global scale.
Talk about it, because I mess with the brand, OD.
My clothing brand is called I Don't Create for Free. It's basically a clothing brand for creatives and entrepreneurs. Basically anybody who...
To make a statement.
Yeah. My clothing brand is basically for anybody who pays their bills off their craft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%.
Because, you know, nothing good in this world is free. And if you do good work, you need to be compensated. At least that's how I feel. So my clothing brand, this phrase kind of speaks for itself. I don't create for free. There's not much more to it. You get it. And yeah, that's basically the basis of my clothing line. And I just want, you know, creatives to feel that statement and wear my gear with pride.
So the whole, you know, back to the energy and exchanging energy, saying I don't create for free, would you say to beginning entrepreneurs that are networking with other entrepreneurs that it's a currency to give some knowledge in exchange for a favor, or like, I'll shoot your video if you help me edit this, and you like bartering?
Are you asking, is that a valid exchange?
Yeah, is that a valid exchange? Do you think
knowledge for Energy.
Not just knowledge, but like, skills, knowledge. Like for example, if
give me an example.
If I took photos, but I didn't know how to really edit photos, but you're like the Superman of editing photos, and then you didn't know how to take pictures, but I knew like the angles and everything, and you had like a client that needed to take pictures. I would barter my services for your services.
Okay.
Because I know as beginning an entrepreneur, you don't have resources and you don't have enough access to capital. So you think that's like a valid exchange?
Yeah, 100%. In business, as long as both parties are beneficial from whatever transaction or project you might be doing. That's how I look at business. As far as both parties are benefited and beneficial from whatever's going on, then it's a valid exchange. Because
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a lot of beginning entrepreneurs or people that have already been an entrepreneur for many years watch this podcast. So I want to make sure like I cover like as much as I can with the time that we have to like people watching this and be like, you know what, I want to learn from this podcast. I want to see if I can learn from this podcast. Another question I have is I know you were talking about like building your media company. How do you juggle an everyday life of being Raheem as an entrepreneur with your social life, your love life, your family life, your private life? What is some advice you would give to someone that would look at being an entrepreneur and be like, wow, that's a lot of that they're doing. I don't think I can do that. Because there's that kind of like scarcity of like when people look like they want to jump, but they're like, well, that's too much for me. I don't think I can handle that. Like juggling. So the question is, what advice would you give to like juggling your life as an entrepreneur? Because some entrepreneurs, things aren't always for certain that, they're always going to get paid that day. And sometimes they have to work overtime more than what they would have worked working a regular job. But that overtime would be worth it when they produce the content created for that client or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Honestly, for me, how I juggle it, and you can take notes off this if you want. Time management, really, allocating certain things to certain time frames. So, for example, like in the morning, when I wake up, immediately meditate for 10 minutes, and do push-ups. After that, I go to the gym, and then it's basically just allocating all the shit that you got to do for certain time periods. So like say from 12 to 3 is just straight side hustle work, and then from 3 to 5 or something I'll emails or something. It's really just time management and how you manage your time.
Making sure you're doing something. Yeah. Every second that you're up
100%.
Working. Word.
That's just really how I do it. That's a good question, because when you think about it, like as the day's going on, you're really just doing a whole bunch of different shit. If you're an entrepreneur,
yeah,
you're doing a bunch of different things all day, depending on what you work on. But for me, I'm never just doing one same thing all day. You feel me?
Different things.
I'm doing a whole bunch of different things. So it's really just time management, and just finding that balance. It's good to work, but it's also good to chill, and be with family and be with friends. Your life shouldn't be 100% about work. Only like 90.
90%? Yeah. All right. That's a good portion. That's a good chunk. 90%. So going off of that, of like juggling your things, will be my next question. What motivates you to do what you do? Like, where does it come from? How does it work? Because I know it's different for different people. So coming from an entrepreneur of your caliber, what you've done, what you're going to do, where does the motivation stem from?
Honestly, my mother, man. Well, one of the things is my mother. My mother, she definitely didn't live like me. You feel me? Growing up, like, I look at my life. I've only been here 24 years. If you take my 24 years and compare it to my mother's first 24 years, I lived a far better life than she did. You feel me? So I really just want to do something really special for my mother, and that's get her out the hood. You feel me? Buy her a house, buy her a car. Another thing is just, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I just have this shit in me for whatever reason. Like I don't know. I just felt like I was never average. I never fit in with the rest. I was always like the outsider. I was fitting in, but only to be cool. But I knew on the inside I was different from everybody else, and I don't got nothing else to do with my life, so why not be great? You know.
Word. I got nothing else to do with my life, so I might as well do what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
Word. So that's some good motivation. Definitely doing it for your mom.
100%.
Where do you see yourself in the next like 5 years before 30?
Shit, God willing, in my new condo or apartment or house, whatever. Hopefully, not hopefully. I'm definitely gonna make it happen. The business will be up and running. That's all I got right now.
Right. So you would say you're more looking at the present and accomplishing your tasks.
Yeah. Honestly, it's hard to answer a question like that. Like, where do you see yourself 5 years in the future? Because even though the future is out there and it's coming, the only way we're always in the present moment.
Yeah.
Like always. You feel me? Here right now we're in the present moment. The past is the past. The past was already the present at one point. The future hasn't been the present yet. What makes the future the present? What are you doing today? So what I'm doing today, what Marco's doing today, what Marco does tomorrow, what Raheem does tomorrow, and so forth, that becomes your future. So if I sat here and did nothing for the next 5 years,
your future would be whatever you're doing now.
My future would be what the fuck I was doing for those past 5 years.
Yeah.
You feel me? As opposed to wishful thinking, saying, what are you going to be in the next 5 years? Oh, I'm going to be a fucking millionaire. If you're not putting in millionaire work right now in the present time, then kiss that.
Man, thing goodbye.
Yeah, kiss that goodbye. So that's really how I would answer that question. What you're really doing in the present time is your future.
Of course, calibrating different steps as you go on.
Yeah, as long as you're putting in that work, then you'll have that future. But like I said, if I sat here and did nothing for the next 5 years, then I would just be a has-been.
It's kind of like, this is the first episode, and I've been wanting to do this for a while now. I wanted to gather entrepreneurs, see their perspective, see their mindset, see how they answer different questions.
I'm glad we're doing this too, because I needed to practice talking on camera. I've always been terrible at it.
So now in the future you'll be even more better.
Yeah, exactly.
And in the future,
the more podcasts or interviews I do in the future, quote unquote, I'll be better at doing this. So
and then when we're at episode 5,000 in the 5 years, we can look back at this
exactly.
Dang, it started there, now it's here, and
now we're here.
Now we're in your production studio, and it's just we got big sets and big lights.
We're always in the present moment, but always just focus on the present moment. Obviously, you want to focus on the future, but focus on the right now, because the right now is your future.
I mean, of course, you would want to have goals, right? You want to have little steps, because little steps is bigger than big steps. You're just not gonna fall as often if you have big steps.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I think we covered a lot. Motivation. Oh, a couple more questions that just came to mind.
Ask away.
Is when you were taking pictures and stuff, you didn't really know you were going to become an entrepreneur. It was just a passion that you next began to monetize, right? Mm-hmm. And then you got into it. What the question just slipped out of my mind. Oh yeah, I got it right now. What have you wished you known that you know now when you started, being an entrepreneur? Like what do you, like for someone that's about to pick up a camera or is about to start being an entrepreneur, what would you tell them? Something that you wish you would have known when you started. I think that's how it goes.
I wish I would have known how to properly conduct a business.
Okay.
I feel like that part of entrepreneurship is immensely overlooked. Just learning the business side of whatever your craft is. I feel like when you get into entrepreneurship, whatever the fuck you want to do, learn the business side of your craft.
I think that's some great advice.
Starting out, obviously, you're going to do shit off word of mouth and, hey, let's do this. Okay, cool, let's go do it. Exchange money, energy, whatever. But after a certain period of time, if you really want to step it up and be legit, you got to learn the business side. So
you wish you would have known like more of the business side and how it worked.
Yeah,
different
because
aspects.
when I first started out, it was kind of just like I said, everything was word of mouth. Hey RJ, pull up, come take pictures. 100% sure. Hey RJ, come film this video. Sure, I'll come do it. But nothing ever got written on paper. You feel me? And legit businesses have everything on paper. Everything is on paper.
I actually tweeted that today. Make sure you have everything written down so you save yourself time and money. So I think that's very good advice coming from me is, you know, do your due diligence and research before you get into something that you think you know all of, which is a great answer to the question is what did you say? Know the aspect of the craft, of the business side of your craft. I think you said that really well. So I think people watching this would be like, you know what, they're right. Let me go research that real quick. Because people do overlook that. Like, you know what? Oh, it just looks so easy. People make it look so easy on the gram, on YouTube. But there's really so much that goes on in the back end, behind the phone, behind the camera, behind the Instagram post, behind the caption.
And it's like, yeah, you just gotta learn the business. I always say there's two things in life that are inevitable: death and taxes.
Taxes. That's my answer. Is taxes. I wish I knew more about taxes when I started my business.
Learn about taxes. It's a fucking headache, but just learn about it, please. I don't even 100% still know everything about.
It's a learning process, you know.
Yeah, but
the tax code is like this big for like the whole U.S. government. So
but trust me, you don't want to get audited. I'm just leave it at that.
Word. I guess that's a pretty good chunk of questions. Do you have any questions? Do you have any like thing that you have anything to say to entrepreneurs? Like what would like your overall what would you tell your 18 your younger self when you first started? If you had like a time machine, what would you say to them?
I would tell him, please don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. It's easier said than done, but once that happened for me, my life completely changed. Because I would walk around with the burden. I know I'm not the only one, but I would walk around with the burden of caring about what other people might think.
Criticism.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Like, in the beginning, how did you portray your work? Like, how did you feel about your work?
I think I was pretty proud of my work, especially since I was getting a lot of good feedback from it, you know, via social media. It was a good feeling, like that time period I had where I was just running around, basically doing everything and with everybody. I was definitely proud of my work. It wasn't necessarily my work that I cared about, what people might have thought about me. It's kind of just me. Just like me, Raheem, RJ as a person. Like,
so you versus you thing.
Yeah, I was kind of just scared to like give myself to the world and just like people look at me and learn my personality and just like, I don't know, I was just so shut off and secluded to the world. But now just like I'm getting over that fear. It's just like I'm finally stepping into who I am. So back to your initial question, I would tell my younger self, don't care what anybody thinks. It doesn't get easier. It does not get easier. It gets harder. It gets harder each and every time.
But I think you just get better though.
Exactly. Keep your head up.
Like it gets harder, but then you get better too. So it's just like,
yeah. Keep at it. Put 30% away for your taxes.
That's a fact. It's a big fact. It's a big fact. Let's talk about that. Money management. What advice would you give to entrepreneurs about money management?
I mean, shit. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a fucking financial advisor because I'm not the best with my money either. I don't spend aimlessly.
Yeah. But
I mean, you probably heard this before.
You do have your lenses. You do have your gear. You do have you know, a car. You just got into a nice place for yourself. Mm-hmm. So I think you would. I think it would.
I don't spend money on shit I really don't need. Like,
don't spend money on shit you don't need.
I can go days without spending money. Like days. Some people literally have to spend money every day.
Yeah.
I can go a whole 2 weeks without spending. Nah, actually that's impossible. But besides like gas, groceries, and other mandatory things that you just need to spend money on daily, other than that,
you're not materialistic on.
Not at all.
I think.
Don't get me wrong. I like the finer things in life, and I do have like a I don't want to say bougie, but yeah, I just like the finer things in life. You feel me?
Yeah.
But there's a time and a place on when to buy all that shit.
You think money changes entrepreneurs?
Mm-hmm.
You think it makes them less humble, or what do you think about that?
It depends on the person. 100%. Because there's niggas out there with money who are completely the same. Who from before they had money. But I just feel like it depends on the person. I've seen money change people. It's not a bad thing. I feel like it just happens, especially depending on that certain person's situation. You don't know what they came from, so some people are just like, fuck being humble.
I don't think it really changes people. I think it gives the opportunity to give people access to things they never experienced before. Mm-hmm. And those experiences is what changes the person.
Yeah, and cause them to act.
Yeah, because if they never had access to that money, they would have never had access to that experience. And me, I'm all about living life and experiencing different things. Like, I believe everyone should go on a trip to an island by themselves and experience that. Mm-hmm. Experience what it feels like to be by yourself and network and talk to strangers on an island or on the plane or somewhere. Like, go out to eat by yourself,
Yeah. Oh, I love doing that.
I think as entrepreneurs, we got to be really, 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 really comfortable with ourselves, because it gets lonely.
Yeah.
It gets lonely because not a lot of people can understand the entrepreneur life, or like the sacrifice to get where you want to go and to change your life for the better. Mm-hmm. And that's the that's kind of,
it's definitely it definitely gets lonelier, no matter how many people you have around you. I'm trying to think of this phrase. I can't remember it, so never mind.
It gets lonely at the top, but if something like that. But if you're there, you're not at the top.
It was something like that. I don't know.
Damn, I failed.
Fuck it.
You know any words from it?
I want to say it correctly. I don't want to fucking butcher it and then sound like an idiot.
Damn, I just sound like an idiot. Damn, now you got me thinking about it.
Don't worry about it.
What did it relate to?
Something lonely. It was something I saw on Twitter. Twitter's good for that.
Word. I think we covered a lot of good stuff, a lot of good answers. People watching this should definitely be like, they should, if they taking notes, they should probably have like a nice little note section, like, wow, this is what I learned. Is there anything else you wanna? Any advice? Anything you want to manifest? Anything you want to get off your chest? What people should look out for?
People should look out for. my clothing brand.
Okay.
I don't create for free. If you're a creative, if you're an entrepreneur, then I feel like I don't create for free should definitely be on your back. It's a bold statement, and it'll definitely get people to pay you. I'll tell you that. It works.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
I've worn the sweater and I've had people ask me for photos, and then this one girl, she read my hoodie. She was like, "Oh, do you want to get paid for it?" Because like she didn't book me or anything. She had just asked me for photos, and then she had read my hoodies. She was like, "Oh, I like your hoodie. I'll pay you." Just like, and just off me wearing that hoodie, I got paid.
Wow.
So
the mindset and perspective of an entrepreneur. What's your perspective and mindset about the mindset and perspective you have to be an entrepreneur? Like, what does being an entrepreneur mean for you when you wake up and you look at yourself in the mirror? What does that mean? What does that mean to you? What does an entrepreneur mean?
it means that I just love having the ability and the jurisdiction to just do whatever I want.
Freedom.
I wake up and I answer, to myself. There's nobody telling me to come in 30 minutes or I'm fired. Basically, I need to clock in every day or I get fired.
Right.
By life.
And that's an everyday thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
So I kind of just wake up every day and just tell myself like, yo, you gotta get it done. Whatever it is today, you gotta get it done.
Get shit done. Get shit done.
And
that's like the mantra. It's like your mantra. I think.
Get shit done.
I think we found your mantra. Get shit done. Wake up.
Nah, my
Get shit
mantra
done.
is fucking send me those, bro.
Oh, send me those.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, send me those, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a look at some of your best work here again. That's a wrap for episode 1 with Raheem, CEO of Raheem Visuals. Is there a name for the production company, the media company?
I have a couple, but I don't want to disclose anything yet.
That's fine.
because I haven't completely decided on it yet.
Yo, the next time I bring you on to the CEO Talks podcast, I want to see that red camera right here.
Copy.
I'm going to manifest it for you. I'm going to send you the good vibes, send you the good energy. And yeah, that's a wrap, man. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, stay tuned for the next episode. And check out his Instagram. Check out his content, his creations, everything he's about. I don't create for free. I'm going to put it down here. And that's it. We'll see you guys on the next podcast. And be safe, sending good vibes and energy your way.
Peace.